The following materials will need to be prepared for a flow-by oxygen technique: an oxygen source and flow meter, oxygen extension tubing, and an anesthesia mask. To begin, connect one end of the oxygen tubing to the flow meter and set the flow to 5 to 15 liters per minute. The open end of the oxygen tubing is connected to an anesthesia mask after removing the diaphragm from the mask, and the mask is placed over the patient's nose and mouth. The removal of this diaphragm allows for the escape of exhaled carbon dioxide. If a mask is not readily available, place the open end of the oxygen extension tubing in front of the patient's mouth and nose. If the patient is open mouth breathing, direct the flow of oxygen towards the back of the patient's mouth, as seen with this patient. Provide supplemental oxygen support using this method when directed by the attending veterinarian. Prepare the following materials when using nasal prongs: an oxygen source and flow meter, oxygen extension tubing, pediatric and adult nasal prongs, a Christmas tree connector, and 1-inch medical tape. Begin by connecting one end of the oxygen tubing to the flow meter and set flow to 0.1 to 0.2 liters per kilogram per minute. Connect the open end of the oxygen tubing to the nasal prong tubing using a Christmas tree connector, as seen here. Carefully place the nasal prongs into each nostril and then tighten the strap of the nasal prong tubing behind the ears to secure the unit to the patient's head. Use the 1-inch medical tape to secure each line to the top of the nose. Administer the supplemental oxygen as directed by the attending veterinarian. This method is very effective with little resistance put up by most animals that are sick enough to require oxygen therapy.